Greetings, friends. Taylor here. I just watched episode 8. Is that cool that I do it that way? Episode 8 of One Piece on Netflix. And all I have to say, let's just start with this. I don't have an applause sound effect, but if I did, I'd be playing it right now. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. Saying A for effort is an understatement. That was really good. Anime adaptation curse? What anime adaptation curse? You guys did it. You did the impossible. You managed to make a complete, coherent, quality adaptation of the East Blue Saga of One Piece, adapted to live action in 8 hours. That is so impressive. And some stuff I wanted to say about the last episode, because I feel like every time I make one of these, immediately after, I forget, like, however many things I meant to say that I forget because I get caught up in the moment with some very specific things or thing that I wanted to talk about a lot and just forget some of the other stuff. For starters, one of the things I want to say, the makeup, prosthetics, whatever, on the fishmen is incredible. They've done such a good job, just like with the rest of the sets and the makeup, practical effects. The fishmen are all so good. And Arlong, we touched on his backstory. Again, I'm just talking about some stuff I meant to say in episode 7. I thought of immediately afterwards. We touch a little bit on his backstory and the backstory on the fishmen in general that's hinted at but not given in all of the detail for just how bad it is. Arlong is not kidding. He's not even exaggerating. The fishmen in the One Piece world, and again, he's not just talking about his people, he's talking about himself. They are slaves. They are used as slaves in the One Piece world. So that's, and before anyone goes off the rail and thinking there's something here, this is source material stuff for a Japanese series that started over 25 years ago. So make sure you have, let's just say, all your I's dotted and your T's crossed before you go off the rails on trying to, let's say, have any misguided personal opinions. Let's put it that way. But no, this is some legit stuff, and they hinted at, again, I'm still kind of talking about episode 7 here. Or was this mentioned in episode 8? I don't know. They did mention one of the warlords, because yes, the warlord system that's hinted at with Mihawk, there are other warlords. One of them is a fishman. That will be important later in the story, should they get to that point. Little character, hopefully we'll eventually meet, named Jinbei. Oh, there was something else I was going to say, and then my brain shut off again. Oh, yes. Of course Arlong has to have a crooked Marine on his bribery payroll. And yes, of course, that person has to be, an actual rat. Not not literally a rat, not like, what are those things called? Not like a rat mink, but like a rat-themed Marine. The whiskers, the ears, he is a rat. He's a rat. So we got the rat Marine on Arlong's pay, on his payroll. Of course, that's going to be relevant later for Garp, because of course it is. Let's see, I just touched on how excellent the Fishman designs and prosthetics and makeup and all that stuff was again, absolutely incredible. You know, the General Arlong and Fishman story. Yeah, there's actually. Oh, by the way, that was actually kind of hinted at, not in the episode, but actually in the title sequence, because they have a different title for One Piece in every episode. Did you notice there was kind of a sun symbol? That is the Sun Pirates. That is the symbol of the escaped and or freed fishmen. I just wanted to throw that out there. Anyways, back to this absolutely incredible episode. So they wrapped up Arlong Park surprisingly quickly, like halfway through the episode. Which, again, just like most of what they've done, is very, very good. I mean, I guess if I really wanted to nitpick, and I'm sure some people will, a lot of CGI was required. So a lot of the CGI debatably looks a little CGI, but I'm not going to complain. I still thought it looked great. And some of there's obviously a lot of wire work involved. Some of the physics look a little bit floaty, but you know, I'm just nitpicking at this point. There really isn't a lot I want to criticize, because what they've done so well, and what little there is to complain about isn't worth complaining about. Not compared to what's been done well. Obviously, a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of budget has gone into this series as a whole. And sure, a lot of it's going to go into the sets and the effects, which shows in the quality. Now, back to the episode. Like I said, yes, we wrapped up Arlong Park. Was great. Garp caught up to Luffy, and we got to see what went down there. Not going to give any details. Watch the episode for yourself, but the way they handle that, I thought was very satisfying. Makes sense. We got, some more just kind of showing the character that's built with Helmeppo and Kobe. Again, very good. We have the characters setting sail. Now, what's interesting, I'm not saying this is a pro or a con. It's just, I think, a suitable place to wrap things up. The characters are on their way to the Grand Line. I don't think that counts as a spoiler, right? Because that's obviously not the end of the story. And that's obviously what's been stated since episode 1, is Luffy's trying to get to the Grand Line. He's well on his way, and he's not there yet. But they do a great job at hinting at things to come, which I think is kind of nice. In addition to that, I mean, we kind of get all the important story points kind of wrapped up. No really lingering things. We get something very important that Luffy hinted in episode 1 he really wanted, and I think they handled that well. We get a little bit of a revisit from any important, a revisit to any interesting, relevant characters, which I thought was very nice. Specifically, their reaction to the thing I just mentioned. Oh, see, this is what happens when you don't have a script and you just go off on your weird little rants. You don't really have a starting point. You don't really have an end point. You just kind of touch on things as you think of them, and you hope you don't miss anything. And this is episode 8, so there's not going to be another video of me picking up the pieces I've left behind. Yeah, no, I mean, they've got a really, really good thing going with the Straw Hat crew, now solidified as the Straw Hat crew, well on their way to really starting their adventure on the Grand Line. And I think that's the best we could hope for. I think that's what we were headed for, right? So, I mean, again, and this show just checks all the boxes. The effects, the story, the storytelling, the pacing, the performances, the just respect for the source material. I think I said in my last video, changes were made, but there's a lot of respect shown for the source material, much like Christopher Nolan's adaptation of Batman. And I stand by that, and I think this episode continues to prove that. Again, the set work is incredible. The effects are really good. You can tell there was a lot of budget. You could tell a lot of that budget was used very well. Performances were great. Just sound effects, music, storytelling. Everything is sharp. There's small little things from Actually, I'm not even sure if they're mentioned explicitly, but you may notice Sanji, for example, only fights with kicks. He never uses his arms or his hands. Well, there's a reason for that. He's a cook. The only thing he uses his hands for is cooking. Why he only fights with his legs. Zoro's injuries surprisingly didn't really come into effect. But no, it's all right. You can tell he was definitely winded at some point. So okay, we addressed that without having it draw things, draw things down too much or slow anything down, including him. Oh, let's see. Yeah, then really, like I said, everything's kind of wrapped up. Rat Marine is kind of it's got dealt with. That's not a word. Dealt with. We got like I said, everything wrapped up with the Marines, with the Straw Hats, with the other pirates. It's really just everything's in a good spot. I'm glad they wrapped it up where they did. They gave us a little tease for what's to come with a new character. Hopefully we'll get that at some point. Looking at you studios executives, maybe take your hand out of the piggy bank. Give that to the people that work for it. Am I shooting myself in the foot saying that? I might have to edit that out. I don't know. The people involved in these productions, they work hard. And they deserve to be well paid, especially when we get quality content like this, quality work like this. That's all I'm saying. That's all we're saying. I really hope we get more of this. I think they did an excellent job. And if we do get more, I really look forward to what's to come. I really don't want to leave anything out, so I'm just thinking here. I think I crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's. Again, once more for Netflix live action adaptation of One Piece. That was just excellent. So I guess that's really it for now. I'm looking forward to more. I'm Taylor. Farewell, friends.